What's up, Stitches? It's Krista from Quilt Church. I'm back. Did you miss me? I sure missed you guys. It has been a long and taxing tax season. Get it? Okay. It's been a long season. And don't you worry, I've still been crafting. I've been sewing. I've been cross-stitching a ton. And I have so many things to share with you. I've still been making project bags and getting those sold on my Etsy shop, which I will link below. I'm gearing up for a vendor show at StitchCon. I'm going to Weekend B in Cincinnati in June, and I'm so pumped. They do something called a trunk show where you can bring things, actually you ship them in early to Barb. She marks up your items and then sells them for you in the, during the trunk show, and then sends back to you anything that you don't sell, as well as a check for what you did. It's super simple and easy, and I'm so excited. She of course takes a little commission for her time and efforts, which I appreciate, and it's not insane. It's a decent amount. So I'm excited for that. I don't even know where to start. I've done so many things, but I'm just gonna maybe go through my pictures. I'm gonna scan through photos and then pop them up here for you. And talk about quilts, because basically anything that I've made I've probably given away already. So I don't know that I'll have much in-person quilting to show you. And then I have so much cross-stitch and cross-stitch related things, I think I'll just do a separate video for that. So quilts first, here at Quilt Church. So first up, this design wall behind me. Isn't that freaking cute? And I'm gonna show you a quick video of how that went right now. Ta-da! What do you think of that? What's up, Stitches? I'm back. Charlie's also back barking at the neighbors. First on my agenda is to install my new design board. I bought these cute as a button little hexagons at Dollar Tree. I'm gonna say several months ago. They are meant to be little pegboards. That's not the right word. Bulletin boards. They came with little push pins, but look at these colors. They're so cute. They were $1.25 each. So I bought as many as I could at the store that I was at. And my idea is to replace my old, boring, highly functional, wonderful design board with something cuter that will be on the wall. And I think I'll still unroll this one and use it once in a while, but my plan is to have this one up all the time. It's in Quilt Church branded colors, and I am just excited. I think it's gonna look really cute on the wall next to my Quilt Church logo over there. Gosh, I have so much to show you. I've got a new little shelf over there that I thrifted and updated a little bit. I'm sure I'll do a video on that as well. So I'm gonna get started on this. Watch and learn, watch and see. Just me using my husband's fancy tools. Okay, so I've got it laid out here on the table, and I think I like it best like that. So I'm thinking I had originally had it like this, which is fine. I mean, yeah, I think that is cute. Okay. So this is gonna go right here, and then it would go down from there, but do I want it to be more like this right here? I think it needs to be higher. Yeah, I think there. I'm gonna start in the middle. I think because they're poster strips, they don't have any rating for weight, but these are super light. It's just foam and a little felt and some construction papery on the back, so super light. I've already put them on the back of each of these. I just have to peel off the wall side sticker, and then my husband will kill me. I'm gonna eyeball it for the center, the seam center. It's definitely level, so at least I'm doing good there. And remember, these are command strips. They come right off, so. But that seems pretty secure. Awesome. Okay. Look how freaking cute that is. And let's just see if it works. Look at that. I want to show you is just what I have on my cutting mat right now today. And you know, sometimes I just get a wild hair and I want to do a new project, even though I have like, you know, 1,000 projects in progress, plus a whole bunch of project bags I need to make and all kinds of things, but I can't help myself. Sitting next to my desk were these 2 mini charm packs of Dog Days by Stacey Itsu. It's a cute little line, all puppy dog related. There's dog bones and like little word ones that say wolf, etc. And then I got this matching low volume print, which you probably can't even see from there. I'll do a close up here in a minute, and it's got little puppy dogs on it. So I'm thinking about doing just a simple 9 patch. I saw a sew along, which I will link below. I don't recall the name or anything of it. She's a new to me YouTuber. I haven't seen her before, and she just popped up and she's doing this really cute sew along, and it's simple 9 patches, and you can do them scrappy or not scrappy. And so the one that I'm laying out here on my table is not really scrappy. It's just, you know, the white low volume. I'm doing a center square the same for all of the blocks, and then the 4 corners are going to be one of the print fabrics from these lines. And I think there's at least 2 of everything. There's a couple of low volumes I may end up having to pull. We'll see. I don't have a real plan. It's a fly by the seat of my pants kind of situation, which is typical for me. So anyway, that's what's in front of me. I just cut a bunch of 2.5-inch strips out of that background fabric, and I cut 2 of them into a big stack, and then I'm gonna just start making 9 patches. Obviously there would be a better way to do this. Like, you could use strip piecing to make this happen, but I already had the mini charm squares, so I don't want to, like, can't do any strip piecing with that. And I had done another project where I used 2.5-inch squares, and I ended up over cutting this kind of red with a little white ditzy dot on it. And so I'm going to use that as well. And the sew along that I'm talking about, which I'll pop up here, has English paper piecing in it. So not a bunch of squares. Like, instead of doing a 9 patch on a couple of squares, it just has like a flower for English paper piecing hexagons. Apparently I have that on my mind. And so I ordered some paper piecing, like the actual papers, and those should be coming in the next couple of days. So I'm excited to try that. I've never done that before. I like hand sewing. I find that I have more time when I'm busy to do hand stitching than I do like anything else, and it's because I could just sit on the couch after dinner and just sit and stitch, and I don't have to think too hard about like getting my cutting mat out or turning my sewing machine on and sitting there. Like, it's just really relaxing. And that's why I think I've been cross stitching so much lately too, is because it's just so much more relaxing to sit there and pick up a project and put it down. It's just a lot easier than quilting, it seems like. I feel like quilting, I have to like think pretty hard, like get a plan together, get organized. I have a lot of tools I have to get out to do it. Plus, I can't lay on my couch and do it. And at the end of a long day, especially during tax season, all I want to do is lay on the couch. So, good. Okay, I think we should get into the quilts that I've made since we've last seen each other. And prepare yourself. It's just going to be me talking and a lot of picture pop-ups. Okay, I lied. I do have a couple of quilts to show you that I kept. Surprise, surprise. So the first one is this quilt that you see behind me. This was a free pattern from Fat Quarter Shop years ago, which I will link below, and it's jelly roll friendly. And I just love reds and turquoises and pinks. For Christmas time, I really like where we play like not so traditional red and green. And so the jelly roll that I used was actually called Love You by Moda, designed by Brenda Gervais. and it's really cute. I pulled out all of like the Hardy X's and O's, and I saved all those. I've got a ton of jelly roll pieces here left. I think I only used half of the jelly roll for this. A lot of background fabric though, and I used a little red on white background that is, I'm sure, a Lori Holt something. And then I had enough left over to do this cute little table runner. So just some log cabins, and turned out really cute for a little table runner or table topper. So that was the first one. It was on my bucket list. It was one that I've wanted to do for a long time. I think I did this, let's see. I've got my iPad down here because I don't know what I have made in the last 5 months because it's been that long since I've talked to you all. So looks like I quilted this one on Christmas Eve. So over the holiday, I'm sure in the month of December, I didn't get to do much of anything besides like the occasional cross stitch at night. And so once we got to the holiday, I was so happy to sit down and do some crafting. So on Christmas Eve, I was able to get this one quilted. So that's the first one. Of course, had a wonderful holiday with family, and I'm just saying these things because I'm looking at the photos. The next couple of quilts I got done during that week between Christmas and New Year's. Luckily, I didn't have a ton of work to do between those, between that week, and like the holiday was weird this year. I think it was like a Wednesday or a Thursday. I think Wednesday was Christmas and Wednesday was New Year's Day. So there was kind of there was sort of a long weekend in between. I still did some work, but the next pictures that I have are some of my adorable nephew, which I will pop up right here. In fact, let me take this quilt down, and then that way it won't be distracting for all the pop-ups. So hold on for me just a second. Just put it in a big pile. Okay, I'm just gonna stand on this side and pop some photos up right here of the quilts that I've done in the last 5 months. And like I said, many of them were gifted away, so I don't have physical quilts for you guys to see, unfortunately. So the first one is an adorable quilt that I put together, my own design. Just looks like a bunch of half square triangles with some charm pack, friendly for sure. And I used all the charm pack. So the lights were the lights of low volume were used for the white. It does make kind of a big star in the center. And then I was able to put the new baby's name on the back. And so I think that's really special. I just use Lori Holt's alphabet book to do the letters. And so the back is just stinking adorable. And again, just used up as much of that fabric that I was able to. Looks like I had a little bit of yardage as well. And then if you zoom in, you can see that the fabric on the back is livestock related, which the family, of course, are farmers, because those are my friends. So that's Kai's quilt. The next quilt I did for our new baby friend Macklin. And this one is Jolly Bar friendly, and I'm sure I used a pattern from Kimberly Jolly's Jolly Bar book. I will try and pop that in a link below for you as far as what pattern that was. The fabric line is called Roar, and just really love that one. And then the best part is I used the Roar panel on the back, which is basically a little maze for the kids to use. Actually, I wonder if this pattern is called Eat Your Veggies. I think the fabric line is Eat Your Veggies. So anyway, I had that cute little panel on the back of it. So the quilt is like a pretty little quilt on the front, and then when you flip it over to the back, it's sort of like a play mat for the kids. So really love that one too. Loved how those both turned out. Really happy for those. I hate that I'm like looking down at my iPad while I'm trying to talk to you all. Maybe if I were more on it and didn't take so much time between videos, I wouldn't wouldn't have that problem. The next quilt that I have here is for our baby friend Drake, and that's out of the same fabric line and has the same panel on the back, but the front of it is different. It's a simple 9-patch and solid block pattern, and then with some like cute little borders. And I don't think it shows very well in this picture, but you can maybe see a little bit in the corner that I did do those 9 patches in the corners of the borders too. So that was kind of fun. This one was a group project for our good friends Elena and Connor for their wedding gift. And this one is super special. It was pieced by Mama Sue and Deb and myself. We all had a little hand in it, and the fabrics are all from Connor's grandma's stash. So you've probably heard me talk about Joyce. When she passed away, none of her kids or grandkids were really into sewing, and so I bought her sewing machine, which I love. It's a Husqvarna, really nice sewing machine, and also help them kind of get rid of or organize some of the fabrics and notions that they had. So sorted through them with them, and then ended up with a lot of it. And it's been really fun and a joy for me to make special things for the grandkids as they have special life events coming along out of Grandma Joyce's fabrics. So this one is really cute. It was a barn panel, as you can see in the center, and then we just used her fabrics, which she really had she loved these dark colors. Like, that was her style for sure. Creams and greens and blues and reds, like all very muted and dark, and made little log cabin blocks out of that. So it turned out so cute. That's me with the happy couple gifting it to them. So adorable. Next picture that I'm going to pop up right here is a bunch of blocks from a 12-month block of the month, mystery block of the month, Quilt Along that is hosted by Confessions of a Homeschooler, Erica, which I will link below. This is actually from a couple of years ago, and I still have not finished the darn thing. But this winter I was able to do a couple more blocks, and so now I think I have 15 blocks to put a whole quilt together. So it'll be 3 by 5, and I just started doing the sashing, and it's going to be kind of fancy sashing. So stay tuned for that one. I'm hoping I get that completed here somewhat soon. We'll see. The next one that I started working on is a Valentine's quilt for our bed. So my goal, we have a king size bed. My goal is to have a quilt for every month, one day, right? I'm not going to get all that done right away, but I'm hoping to do kind of holiday specific or seasonal specific quilts. And so I was in like the January, February timeframe thinking about Valentine's Day, and so I started these blocks, and the pattern is called Chains of Love, which I will link below as well. And it's just so stinking cute. I love the scrappiness, and I actually just went to Joann's, RIP, went to Joann's in like January and picked up yardage of all the fabrics that I needed. I had some reds and pinks already, but I knew I needed more. And then I also like mixed up all the low volumes, the white on whites in the background. So that's gonna be really cute. I have all the blocks done, I think, but getting prepared to do whatever sashing I decide, because it definitely needs sashing. And actually you can see here in this photo, the sashing is just a white strip and then a cornerstone. And because of the way the blocks are made, it turns into kind of an Irish chain, like a secondary block, which is, and again, so cute. I just love it. So I worked on some of those blocks. It's a good one. It was simple. Next one was me on a weekend just trying to decompress and take some time to be crafty. I think that's really important, especially during high stress times, which is, you know, that's what we were under during tax season, is to take some time and do something fun and use your creative mind, because everything being like so technical at work, it really helps me to be creative once in a while. So this is a Christmas charm pack. I think it was curated by Missouri Star, because there's several different kinds of fabric in there. I don't think that's all the same fabric line. And all I did was make a quilty tote, and I'm gonna put all my cross stitch, my Christmas cross stitch in it. So also an effort to be organized. It's pretty tall, so it's 4 charm packs high, which is about 20 inches, and again 4 wide, so again about 20 inches, and then I don't know, maybe like 5 inches for depth. and it's quilted, and then I just used binding and actually bound all the raw edges on the outside of it, as you can see in the photo. So and then also had from that same charm pack a bunch of fabrics that weren't like traditional red and green. They were more of these kind of pinks and blues colors. So I cut those down into 2.5-inch squares and made this cute little tote bag. I have no clue what I'm going to do with it. It was just fun to do. Just something fun to make. Okay, scrolling. This was the next quilt that I worked on, and it is, I'm just calling it like the kids' lake quilt. I didn't have anyone in mind for it. Again, it was one of those days where I just needed to do something and be creative and feel like I accomplished something. The day I took this picture was February 9th. And so I had a lot of these short pieces of white on whites left over from my Valentine's quilt I'm working on. And that gray polka dot that you see as the cornerstones in that quilt was a decent sized scrap of fabric that I found in Mom's scrap bin. Mom's scrap bin in the sew shed is 1/2 of the sink. I probably have never given you a tour of Mom's sew shed. I should do that sometime. She might kill me if I do. Occasionally it gets messy because, you know, creativity is chaos. But half of the kitchen sink in the summer kitchen is where the scraps live. Anyway, I found a decent sized chunk of this gray with a little white polka dot on it. So I used that as the cornerstones. And then the 5-inch squares was a charm pack that I got from IKEA, of all places, 100 years ago. They used to sell fabric chunks, I think, for crafting people, and, you know, never really took off or anything, but I did buy this. And so it's kind of weird. It's a little bit lake themed, I guess. Like there's some mermaids and some sea turtles and some fish and stuff on some of the fabric. There's also like some cats and dogs and birds and trees. So it's kind of funny, a little eclectic group of colors and styles. But I put that together in no time at all, like super fast. Didn't take any time at all to piece that together, and then ended up getting that one quilted. And again, I'm just going to take it to the lake, and there'll just be a little kids quilt at the lake for anybody who comes over and needs something to cover your kid up with. I made so many project bags. I'm scrolling and scrolling through project bag pictures. Yes, okay. I then worked on a baby quilt. I know, go figure. It's all I've made. I have started to make some quilts for myself. Like you saw, the Christmas snowflake quilt, like that had been on my list forever. I wanted to get it done. The Valentine quilt for our bed. Anyway, I made another baby quilt for a friend that is on the same board as me. She's on the Clove Alliance board, which is our local nonprofit that supports sexual assault survivors. I was asked to be on the board several years ago and serve as their treasurer. I have like some financial background, and so I've really enjoyed giving back to the community in that way. And I will link their website below. Anyway, one of the other board members is expecting, and we're gonna have like a little baby sprinkle and just get her some diapers and wipes and gift cards and that kind of thing. And of course, myself, I go all out. I didn't make any promises because I wasn't certain I'd be able to get it done, but I did, and there it is. There's also some really cute pictures of her and I when we gifted it to her. She's so happy. Very cute. All right. Oh, and then maybe the best. Do I have a better picture? Here we go. My cousin Kendra does a great job. Like, she has a good vision, right? She sees things and she's like, that would be cool to make. And she's like, hey, can you help me execute this? And that's so fun for me. Like, she comes up with the idea and we make it happen. She had this great idea to make a fabric banner that says happy birthday for her son Nate's first birthday party that happened this year. And it was really fun. She went over to Mom's Sew Shed, found some scrap fabric and like a color line that she liked. And it's all pretty like primary colors, but mildly muted. And then we used a white on white fabric to do the letters. And it turned out so stinking cute. It's just adorable. I keep staring at it because it's so cute. Here it is. I really want to make another one of these, and I want to use Lori Holt's new Americana fabric for it. I think that would be stinking cute. And I did buy a layer cake for that. So yeah, I need to get on that. But that's a freaking heirloom. Isn't that so cool? Like, kids are going to have that bunting up for all the birthdays. They're going to remember, like, it's going to be a core memory for those children. And look at this sweet baby. Be so happy. All right. I feel like that's not everything, but that's what I have photos of. So I guess that's all I got to show you. One more, actually 2 more photos. First of all, rest in peace, Joann's. We're really gonna miss having a good spot to run and grab fabric. Now, I love buying quilt fabric from my local quilt shops. I am a huge supporter and spender at Fat Quarter Shop and Missouri Star Quilt Company. I shop at both of those pretty regularly, but it's just so nice to be able to run to a store and like feel, touch, see the colors, match the colors, get your notions, like when you run out of thread, not have to order and wait for it to arrive, etc. So we're really gonna miss Joann's, which is such a bummer, but we were able to get down to Danville, which is one of our local Joann's, while they were having some of their major closeout sales. And so we were able to stock up on a few things. So just a fun photo of my mom and myself with our haul in the wind. You can tell our hair's messed up. And then the same day we were down there, we went to a local quilt shop, which I'll pop up right here. And the quilt shop is awfully cute. Love it so much. But it's also a retreat center. So it has like quilt shop in the front and then a big loop with rooms on either side all the way back and some open common areas for sewing and stitching and that kind of thing. Anyway, one of the rooms has been dedicated to one of their major patrons who passed away. They're trying to sell her estate, which is an estate of fabric. They said she had like a 3,000 square foot home that was packed to wall of fabric, and they're just selling everything at a decent discount. And so we were able to find some fun stuff there. And one thing that I bought was this kit. Let me go grab the kit box. So one thing that I bought was this kit box, and it is by Moda. It's called the Moda Frivol, Frivol, Frivol number 2. Must have been some kind of a line that they did where there was like several of these different ones. This quilt finishes 26 by 26. It's called Faithful, and it's made out of polka dots and paisleys by Minnick and Simpson. I bought the whole kit for $24. I did look online afterwards and saw it being sold on Etsy for like $75. So I don't know what it was originally, if someone marked up that price because they're hard to get or what. But it comes with these cute little churn dash cards. So it's just cutting instructions for a churn dash if you want it to end up 4.5 or 6.5, which I thought was cute. And I got 2 in here. I think that was just a mistake. You probably only got 1. And then it comes with the pattern, of course, for Faithful, which was awfully cute. And then it also comes with these little quilt tags. They're like pre-printed quilt tags. See those? So cute. And it says, even if you are on the right track, you'll get run over if you just sit there, by Will Rogers. It's a funny quote. That's true. And so I'll pop up the photo here of the quilt that I made. So it's done. And I also have, you know, some leftover scraps. There was a little bit more than what you needed in the kit. So this is just a little extra black. No clue what I will do with that. Same thing, I just made a tiny little pinwheel. And then this was all of the scraps from the cutting instructions. We ended up with like a long strip that's like 1.5 inches wide. And so I just put together this. And again, I don't know, like I think this could be a bag. Like I think that would make a cute little zipper bag. And I already made a little handle for it out of some more scraps. So wouldn't that make a cute little zipper bag? Very Americana. So I may get that done sometime, and I would like to quilt this along with the actual quilt as well. And I'm just using navy background, and I'll use the same navy for the board or the binding. So I think it's gonna look great. And I was able to buy all that at the shop. And also feel good about using someone's stash. Like, I wonder how long Katie had that in her stash and never made it. I came right home and I had to do it just right away. So, all right, guys, that's it. That's all I have photos of. I'm gonna take a look at my trusty little board here that says like who I needed to make baby quilts for. And definitely those three you've seen, and Carly's you've seen. So I was just down to the boys, Macklin, Kai, and Drake, and you saw all of those today. So I'm on top of it. I think I caught all the quilty things I've done. Except bags. I've made so many bags. So I'll show you some of that a little later. Thanks guys for coming to this catch-up video. I am just so happy to be back, and I can't wait to show you all of the other fun things that I've been working on, but I think that covers all the quilty stuff I have managed to do in the last 5 months. I have a lot of quilts in progress that I can hopefully show you finishes here in the next couple months as well, with our season being a little bit less stressful. Farmers are in the fields, we're getting everything planted, and farmers need their accountants a little less this time of the year. So it's a nice little deep breath that we get to take. So thank you for stopping by. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the thumbs up button, and don't forget to subscribe so you can see all my future videos. Just a teaser, we've got a video solely on cross stitch coming, and myself and my mom and a couple of her quilty friends are all going on the All Indiana Quilting Shop Hop in May and June. And don't you worry, I will bring you along with me. Happy stitching, everyone. Okay, how's this? Regroup. Get yourself right. Just come over here. Okay. I don't like the leaning. I need to stand. There we go. Are you done, Cooper? Okay, good. Now I got my stop touching your face. I wonder if I set it up here. I still look down, I guess. I don't know if that's all that helpful. I'm so bad at this. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. I'm so out of practice. I don't even know where to start. What's up, Stitches? I'm back. Did you miss me?